Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the T26E3 Eagle 7. It's an American Tier 7 premium medium tank, and this one's located on the south spawn of Tundra under the command of Jason Thomas. Well, what can I tell you about the T26E3? Well, it was took part in Operation Zebra, which was the trialling of Pershing tanks in Europe during the end of the Second World War. And one of these Eagle 7s destroyed a Panther tank in front of Cologne Cathedral with 3 shots. It's got a 90mm gun, and it's got penetration of 172mm, alpha damage of 240. And Jason Thomas is taking it off. This is a rental tank that he's obtained using some of the codes that Wargaming gave up, so people can try out these premium tanks for themselves, find out what they're like. Oh, that was an Arty round landing. Now there's 2 Arty on the enemy team, a Lorraine 15550 and an AMX 13F3, and that sounded like a Lorraine shot rather than the AMX. They're both 155mm guns, but it just sounded like the Lorraine. I don't know why I should say that, but you can't tell unless you actually were in the Arty. But anyway, we've come and reached the choke points, so we're going to be seeing the enemy very shortly. And there's an OI, so 90mm gun meets the OI, and what? Oh, there's a KV-1 there as well. But there's an OI experimental and an OI, so there's a whole load of heavy tanks that we can hit. And remember, this is a medium tank that's basically acts like a heavy. And we've got enemy Arty firing at us as well. Fires that round in, and unfortunately that hits a strong point on the OI experimental and it doesn't go through. So he needs to aim for a weak point. He's got teammates popping up to take shots every now and then as well. So he has to be careful, but he's bounced a couple of rounds there from the BDR. Goes for the cheeks. And oh, well, one went through the mantlet. But unfortunately, he's just taken a hit on his observation port, and that he got the OI experimental there. In fact, that was a low roll, 226, but he's pushing the enemy back and got a shot there into the BDR for 240. That's an average roll, and they're pushing the enemy back. Okay, goes for the KV-1, 228. Pokes around the corner and going for him now. Oh, he just took a round in the tracks. Okay, the KV-1's immobilized as well. Oh, and he's gone. There's the BDR, and we bounced that one off him.
We fixed the track. Get going.
Okay, now we're moving. We've cleared all of the enemy heavies. Just need to leave a little room for the M6, and there is the Lorraine. And that's why I think it was him that fired at us, because it was almost a central shot straight down the middle. Right, there's an ARL V39 over there. That's a bit of annoying. That's a French tank destroyer. Gonna crest the ridge. We've got minus 10 degrees gun depression. This tank is really good on gun depression, by the way. It's got a solid turret. You can see there. Look, it's got bounces all over the turret. Shells were hitting him every direction, and they just weren't getting through. The only one that did get through went through a weak point, the observation, the cupola. So, yep. That's the strength of this vehicle. 10 degrees gun depression, good turret, go hull down, then boss the enemy. Okay, AMX 1375, about to get a rude awakening. Yep, bye-bye. You're dead. Okay, now, that Lorraine 15550 is probably to the left, and we just took a round from an M4, and a P43's nearby as well, and we just got hit by the M4 again. He's firing HE at us, so he's got the 105mm gun, and that's a bounce from the P43. We're moving rapidly again. This is a characteristics of a medium tank. It's a flanking tank, but this one's a little slower than most other tanks. 48 kilometers an hour forwards, 20 reverse. It's a little slower than most mediums, but it can do the job of a heavy. As you saw at that pass, it was bossing those heavy tanks in the enemy team. It is a tier 7, so you'd expect it to boss tier 5s about, but oh, look at the way he just disposed of that P43 Tur, and he's out the game. The P43 Tur is a tier 7 medium, so just see how powerful that was. There's a P43 Biz, that's a tier 6 Italian medium, and there's the M4 that was firing at him earlier. Now he's got a nice hull down position here. That rock is protecting his hull. And there's the Lorraine. He went up on top of the hill, but we can see him, and you're dead.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
And the P43 Biz has moved out to one of the firing holes. I think he's trying to get a shot. Okay, can we get a shot at him? Yes, we could. For a second there was a possibility. Now it looks to me like he would be better off going up on top of the hill. We've got a VK going around to the other side to stop them escaping to the south. And the P43 Biz is coming down this side. He's engaging our Tiger 1. Now we can lend a hand. Oh, he got the Tiger 1. Now that little purple star underneath means he is a Unicum, so he's a good player. So we're going to take him down. Somewhere up here. Must be the P43. I think he's probably run. Oh, there he is. There he is. Gun depression is going to help here. Oh, we didn't get that one through. The P43 is, well, he's doing his best, and he's slipped down the side. He knows he can't defeat the Eagle 7 in a straight fight, especially with the gun depression. It's going to be really, really, really difficult. We're going down after him. Fire one in for 226. We're chasing him down. Ram, and that's a kill. Got him. And that's a Top Gun as well. And the last kill of the game. Wow, that was pretty amazing. You can see where that P43 Biz put the shell through the front plate. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's a first class tanker for Jason Thomas in the Eagle 7. It's also the first time he got a first class tanker because it's got the reef underneath. He got a sharpshooter badge for getting 10 or more consecutive hits on the enemy. A shell proof for blocking more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who did damage to him during the battle, a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of your own vehicle, a cool headed for surviving at least 10 ricochets from the enemy, a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills, and a Steel Wall for getting at least receiving at least 11 hits, blocking or receiving damage, adding up to over 1,000 hit points, and surviving the battle. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats for the team score. Well, there you have it. He didn't get the high caliber. That went to the P43 Biz, the Unicum. He managed to get 2,385 hit points of damage and 4 kills from his tank. Jason Thomas managed to get 1,945 hit points. He was the highest scorer on his team. He also managed to get the highest number of kills, 6. And when it came to base XP, he managed to get 1,117, the highest base XP score, followed by the Tiger 131 with 922 and the M6 with 744. He fired 15 rounds during that battle. 13 of them were direct hits and 9 were penetrations. He did damage of 1,945 hit points, and he received 14 hits from the enemy. 2 of them were penetrations, and 1 of those was from the Unicum, and 12 were non-penetrations. That shows how tough the armor is on this tank. It really is very, very tough. And if you go hull down, the enemy's really going to have a tough time trying to get through you. In fact, the only one who could penetrate when he was hull down was the shot that went through the cupola. You saw the shot that was fired into his upper plate was actually APCR, so the enemy was resorting to bumping up his ammo to increase his penetration, and that was the only way he could get through Jason Thomas's front plate. He also received one hit of splash damage, and that was from the Lorraine, who fired straight down the middle of the map at him at the start of the game. He must have fired blind, because I don't think anyone spotted him at the time that shell landed. He blocked damage of 2,090 hit points during the game, spotted 3 enemy vehicles, damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 6 of them, and did damage assistance of 736 hit points. On a premium count, he earned 63,104 credits, so it shows that this tank is a good earner, and he received 32,183 credits for mission completion, bringing up a grand total of 95,287 credits for the battle. And after repair and ammunition resupply, and the ammo is cheap, it's only 90mm, he actually took away 87,381 credits, and this is a rental tank. He received 2 bonds, one for the Top Gun, one for the Steel Wall, and he also earned 1,675 XP. He got 30,854 experience points for mission completion, 335 for this being a premium vehicle, so he took away a monstrous, gargantuan 32,864 experience points for one battle. Now, I don't know about you, but if he's got 100% crew and you receive that amount, I think it's going to be 100% crew and a first skill by the end of that game. So congratulations for that. I mean, that is a huge amount to get. So fantastic battle there for Jason Thomas of Havoc 2, same clan as mine, in the T26E3 Eagle 7. And if you're thinking about getting this tank, there are some bonus codes out there that would allow you to rent this vehicle and find out for yourself if it's worth keeping. I think it is. It's certainly from the position of being able to block shells from the enemy. You'll probably end up with a huge number of steel walls if you can go hull down and then force the enemy to shoot at your cupola, because they're probably not going to get shots onto you if you're clever enough to hide your cupola and just use your gun depression on them. So, if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.